Hi guys, Christina here. Hi, live with Stateside Affairs. Just want to wish everyone a happy holidays and say thank you so much for joining us. I know this has been a really long year for all of us. We've been cooped up in our homes and we've been working virtually. It's been really difficult to stay in touch. We thought we have an email list and we send out our year in review at the end of the year, every year, just giving people a reminder of like what we were working on and how we can help them the following year. But we thought this year, why not do something different and do it virtual? Using the different platforms that we are using with other clients. So I wanted you, I know most of you, I don't know all of you, but I wanted you guys to meet the rest of the team. So if we can just bring them on board, and as we're bringing them on board, I'd like for you to meet with Fran, Mike, Lisa, Laura, Chris. This is all part of the Stateside Affairs team. It's what makes the magic happen. And we have they've been such a big help for us, and as we grow our business, everybody has played an important role. Everybody brings their different talents to the table, and so Laura, I wanted just if you guys quickly want to introduce yourself and just so people get to know you. You're on mute, Laura. Sorry.
So the first thing I told everyone was make sure you check that you're not muted when you start speaking, and there you go. So many of you know me, clients and future clients, hopefully. But my name is Laura Gaviria. I was born in Colombia, and my current role with Stateside Affairs is Digital Media Manager. And that's a title that some people may not know exactly what it encompasses, but I do a little bit of public relations. I do digital media, anything social media wise, websites. We do a lot of website editing and updating. So I do a little bit of everything. But yeah, that's who I am.
Yeah, I call Laura our digital media queen. She can help in multiple languages. And you honestly, like, technology is so rapidly evolving, and I think I can speak that of all of you, but especially Laura, like just to give people some perspective. I've known Laura since she was about like 4 years old, and I'm surprised that she didn't end up like and you may still actually, in performing arts of some sort. But I think that you working in social media and digital communications, like you've really taken off, and you've really embraced it. So kudos to you.
Thank you.
And Lisa is actually one of our newer team members. She joined us at the peak of the pandemic. So I can't speak for you, Lisa, but I know that was scary on our end too.
Yeah.
Hey everyone, I'm Lisa. I'm the social media and PR manager here at Stateside. And as Christina was just mentioning, I did start in April working for Stateside. I'm so glad I found this company. It's just such a rewarding experience. I think I interviewed back in February with Fran and Christina with the dogs, so that was fun. Right before we all shut down. So I'm just really happy to be on this team and working with everyone. I do basically all the same things Laura says. We wear many hats here. We're a small and mighty team, so I really pride ourselves on how hardworking we are.
I just want to give Lisa a huge shout out. Obviously, I love everyone on this stream, but Lisa has really come in and in little time and learned everything, the ins and outs of every client. And like we always say, every client is different. Every client needs different things. And we do wear a lot of hats, like Lisa said, but she came in when we needed her most to do crisis communication work, to do digital media. And she's been great. She's fast, she's quick learner. So I say this as Christina too. I know we both really appreciate you.
Thanks, Laura. That was so nice.
We'll leave the best for last because I'm sure she has a lot to update us with. But Mike is our awesome website developer. And Mike, you have, that's not the only thing that you do, but if you wanted just to elaborate a bit, but we've done some exciting projects together, which
Sure thing. My name is Mike Darche. I handle pretty much all the web related projects that Stateside gets from clients. I'm also the guy that you call when something goes wrong. So we've had we've had a couple fires, but we always put them out. And yeah, I love building websites. I love web design. We've got a couple exciting projects coming up with specific software and little apps that we're planning for the next year, which we can talk about later maybe. But yeah, I love this team. I love working with everybody here, and it's always a blast when you come to me and ask me, hey, can this be done, or you know, is this something that's feasible or not? I try to give you the positive spin on it, but it's been a real treat working with this team.
Well, we definitely like to challenge ourselves, and sometimes, yeah, even that's a headache for us. Like, we'll question ourselves, like, why did we even bring that up? So
never a bad question when you're dealing with websites.
Yeah.
And I think this year especially, like, it was very interesting. I think we all could say we learned something new, like a new skill that we didn't really know we had. And I think we did that a lot with websites, a lot with social media. We really risked it and tried new stuff. So I think out of everything that went wrong this year, I think that's the one positive that I've been able to find, at least, picking up a new skill.
Definitely.
Yeah.
We've covered a lot of ground. I'm trying to think, when we started working together, it was 2016 or 2017 or something like that. So we're all learning together, Laura. It's a team effort.
2018. So you might have started 2017.
Okay.
Time flies. And I actually met Mike through, we were at my mother and father-in-law's house, and I
That's right.
at a backyard event that he did website development. I'm like, hey, you know, we should exchange numbers.
Yeah.
And look, it's worked. But Chris, we miss you. What have you been up to?
So I finished up my first semester of my senior year. Crazy time. Time flies by. But my name is Christopher Dakotas. For those who do not know me, I've been an intern here at Stateside Affairs for the past 2 summers. This past summer, my main focus was on creating content on the importance of the 2020 census. During the past 2 summers, I was taught many things, but the 2 I want to touch on was how to be creative and how to learn and react and adjust on the fly. Just like how we got hit with the pandemic, Christina and the team needed to come up with something creative during the pandemic, and it was the live broadcast, just like how we are on currently, and it was clearly a huge hit. I feel that reacting and adjusting on the fly is so important in the field of marketing as I continue to learn going into my final semester of undergrad at Roger Williams University.
That's so exciting. We're very proud of everything that you've done, and we wish you the best. He was very diligent while he worked with us, and you know, he is young, he's still in college, and yet he made time to do everything, to learn new stuff. So we were happy to have you on board again for this summer.
Well, you want to talk about like the vast array of services that we offer. I remember Chris, you know, he was very pivotal, and Fran as well was there for a groundbreaking ceremony that we had in Elizabeth. So it was like 100 degrees outside. And I remember Chris was running around, moving, and sweating profusely.
With the suit on, oh my God.
It was a rough it was a rough day, but we had all types of like dignitaries there, like the clients were happy. But again, like it's all not digital. We will go back to that. But we're, you know, this is how we're, I think, we're staying relevant, and at the same time, like we're creating a creative, letting our creative juices flow, and we're challenging us to learn more. So that way people might not even realize it now. Like we're testing out some things that hopefully we can apply to other clients. But like I said, leave the best for last, only because I'm sure she has a lot to fill us in with. But Fran was with us since the very beginning. I think we celebrated our 5th year anniversary in July. And unfortunately, we couldn't get together because of COVID. But Fran, I met you when you were a reporter at Tap Into. And you have been so, I mean, I think like more than just like a team member, but like a family member. I remember like you came to our wedding as well. And you helped us so much to learn as well, because there's the something that you can't forget about in what we do is the traditional public relations aspect of it. So I just wanted to thank you for all the years that you helped us, because I mean, you really made it done, and we learned a lot from you.
Thank you. How to use a comma, right?
Believe it or not, that's
Very big with me.
Yeah, how to use a comma, a semicolon, you know, exactly, all that stuff. So what?
Yes, about all of that.
So Fran retired, and so we want to hear from you. Like, how are you adjusting, and what are you up to nowadays?
I adjusted very easily. I thought, well, I'll take a little time off and read a book, and you know what? 9 months later, I'm still reading books. And you know, I was just saying before, I keep thinking I should be doing something else, and then I think, oh, I'll read another book. No, I've just been, you know, catching up on things, you know, old friends, and I've been gardening, and you know, it's just been a very nice, relaxing time, and I've really enjoyed myself. You know, I've been working since I was 14, so you know, it's time. But you know, eventually, you know, I'd like, as I said before, I would like to tutor writing. There will be things I want to do, but right now I'm just enjoying my space. So it's been a good experience, and I'm enjoying it. What can I say? It's great.
You know what? I think a lot of people, I don't know if they know this about you. I know that you were honored by Josephine's Place, but you tutor Spanish language women that are, and I don't know if they're victims of like domestic violence, but you would teach them. They're not.
No, they're Josephine's Place. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No. Go ahead. I want to make sure that I wasn't misspeaking.
No, there's another organization that really doesn't get involved with women and domestic violence. Josephine's Place is a place, it's really powered by the women who come, and it really is to fill their needs. Like they have, like I teach English writing, there's English language that they teach. They teach computer skills, knitting, crocheting. They even had, somebody came in and did a class on belly dancing, which was really interesting to watch. But it's very rewarding. You know, I always think about Josephine's Place that it was a gift for the giver, you know, because these women have taught me so much about courage and resiliency, and they're so grateful for the little bit that I do, an hour and a half a week. And you think I, save the world. But I was really excited this year. Now that she reminded me, one of my students became a citizen.
That's awesome.
So that was really, really exciting. And the first thing I did was make her sign up to vote. And she was nervous. She was very, very nervous, very insecure. She doesn't have a lot of self-esteem, and she was really nervous about the process. And I actually had to sign her form because I helped her fill it out. And I can't tell you what an honor it was. And we actually went down with her. I went down with her when she went to hand it in. And it was just such a wonderful, I'm such a big believer in the vote. And it was just, I was just so proud to be able to do that. So that really, it really meant a lot to me, to be able to help her with that. And she voted for the first time as an American citizen in a very significant election. So yeah, that was really thrilling for me.
I'm glad. No.
Yeah, it meant a lot. It meant a lot.
I'm glad that you're sharing that, because during this, so and we'll get into like the projects that we've been working on this year. Like Chris mentioned, we did a lot of census outreach to make sure that those hard communities were counted. Again, I look back at what we did and I laugh, sometimes about it. You just have to have a good sense of humor, because hard to count communities aren't just Latino communities. And so a part of what we do is, a big part of what we do is Spanish language media. And we did outreach for the presidential campaign as well. But we found ourselves doing these virtual events in different communities. We found ourselves, we were doing census outreach events in Gujarati. We don't know any Gujarati. We don't even know. We look back and you just have to laugh about it, that it was successful. But it helped that, we had someone that was bilingual on the other side, that was we had keywords and that would help direct us. And like when we had to do a transition, we did it even in Arabic. And I think Chris helped out with some of like that social media branding. And we just had people, we have people in the community that we work with and media specialists that, they guided us along the way. But one of the other people that I did want to just quickly introduce, he couldn't be here today. He is, we call him Mane, but his real name is Victor. And when I say like we're a really diverse team, again, like, I think that we're diverse in talent and very young in age. And Mane is Dominican, and he literally is working from us from the Dominican Republic. He went there for half the year to spend time with his family. And even I know some of you guys here haven't even had the chance to meet him, but he just wanted to share a quick video with you guys.
Yes.
¿Qué tal? Mi nombre es Víctor Bonilla y soy el director de arte y desarrollador de imágenes en Stateside. Me encuentro desde el 2016 trabajando con el equipo, un grandioso equipo que hemos estado distanciados por el COVID, pero nos mantenemos en comunicación. Junto a ellos he trabajado en muchos proyectos desde aquí desde República Dominicana, tales como el Census, el gobernador Phil Murphy, también sobre la prevención del Zika y muchos otros más. Simplemente quiero dejarles un mensaje de que nos mantengamos unidos, que esto va a pasar muy pronto y muchas bendiciones a todos.
So Mane is just like, I am not one to pick up the phone randomly and call someone that I don't know. And Mane was one of the first people that I just Googled his number, and I'm like, I'm gonna take a chance and let's see. Like, you never know what you're gonna get. And everything, if you take a look at like on our website, like in terms of our own branding, I know that we have the Zika virus. We did a Zika public health campaign in Elizabeth a couple of years ago. And we did that both in English and Spanish, and that was disseminated or distributed to more than, I don't know, more than
45,000 residents.
Yeah, across the city. So he's done all of our branding, and he's going to launch his own podcast soon. So can't wait to share that with you because he's a really creative guy.
He's super talented. And I think whenever a client has like a specific request, like we never second guess how it's going to look. And I know sometimes clients get nervous, with the end product. And we always know that he comes through and he's a very, like Christina said, he's a very creative person. We let him go with the flow. Obviously we direct him, but we never doubt his work.
Yeah. And so the other thing that I wanted to share with you guys is, so one of the cool things that we've also been able to do just as like social distancing, I never thought in a million years, and this is something, Chris, for you to consider, and I think all of us, right? Because sometimes like you have a vision in your mind of what you're going to do, and an experience will completely change that. So I personally went to college for television production. And I worked at NBC and News 12, and I then, that lifestyle wasn't for me. Then what I decided to do, I started working in government, and that's how like I created Stateside Affairs. And I thought, well, I'm going to bring in, utilize those experiences that I learned in school and that I learned professionally to start a business. And so one of the things that we were able to do was also create videos that are appealing, where we do the media buying. That means that we buy the airtime for them on, whether it's a political campaign and for them to run on radio, or we, place them on TV or their websites, what have you. We did one recently in Perth Amboy for the mayor of Perth Amboy, Mayor Wilda Diaz, who just ran an election, and I'm not sure what the outcome is, but we're wishing her all the best of luck. So we want to run that video.
This is an area of the city of Perth Amboy that had been blighted for over 20 years. You're going to see new construction, jobs, environmental cleanup, and also open space for our community, amphitheaters, walkways, and so much more. This is what happens when Perth Amboy the city, the redevelopment agency, and great partners come together to transform an entire community. This is jobs for the future of our community.
Correct. We have Home Depot signed for 20 years in both of these buildings, so we know that they'll be here for a while and they're not going anywhere.
Perth Amboy is open for business.
So that was a fun video to create because Perth Amboy has become a hub for all these national companies, and they're creating thousands of jobs, not only for the residents of that city, but also for the entire state. So, again, I'm hoping that she's, I hope that she comes out victorious from this campaign. It's a runoff election. We do not, in this case, we did not do any of the political work for her, but we did work on other campaigns across the state. So, but what about like you guys? So what projects did you enjoy working on this year that have been challenging, unique? There's been a lot. So
I think a huge chunk of this year, and we've mentioned it before, was the census. And that was different for me just because I don't know, I'm doing like quick math here, but it was 10 years ago. I was a child. And I do remember my mom filling out the census back in 2010, but I don't recall having such an active role in it the way I did this year through Stateside Affairs. So it was definitely, and I think Chris, you were probably younger than me. So I think we both agree like it was different for us this time around. And I'm glad both him and I were able to take a more active role and really learn from, in different languages too. Me specifically, we did, like Christina said, Gujarati, we did it in Arabic, and we did it for different organizations. We did it from different counties and municipalities. So I'm really proud of the work we were able to do for communities that are underrepresented, or that may not be able to receive the information in their primary language. So I'm proud of that work. As a Latina, I always strive to represent my community, and I'm really happy and proud that I get to do that working with everyone here at Stateside Affairs.
Mm-hmm. Cool. What about Mike? We worked on some cool websites this year. You guys want to show Lupe Action that we just recently launched?
That was, I think for me, we did work on maybe 3 or 4 different sites in the last few months. The Lupe Action one is my favorite, mostly because we still have some name tags up.
Yep. Okay, it should be good now.
Perfect. It's just an interesting design. We typically, when we mock these up, there's a pretty conventional structure. And I think this is the first design we've done together, Christina, where it's drastically different. We got like a lot of bold colors, some interesting photos in the background, and call to actions all over the place. So we're collecting email addresses. We're collecting money as well as a donation page. There's I guess I don't know if we want to go into this, but the next piece of this website, which is still under development, is actually getting in touch with legislators, local legislators, automatically from a form. So it's just a really new interactive piece that we haven't done before, and it's always fun on my end of things to explore new territories and try out new strategies with these websites.
So that's what I meant when I was talking about how we constantly challenge each other, and then I'll call Mike all excited and randomly, Mike, I have an idea. We have to, can we do this? So we are in the process of creating our own app. And then once we think it, we'll probably roll it out in the next year. But I think that's going to become very instrumental for so many reasons. There's so many social issues that we're still talking about in New Jersey. There's still a lot of immigrants that are without any relief. You have the Black Lives Matter. You have, a couple big campaigns in New Jersey as well that are like the gubernatorial election. So I think that this is gonna, I'm excited for what we're gonna be able to do with this app. So that's to stay tuned.
Me too.
Yeah.
We'll have to do another one of these streams when we're ready for that.
We can, we can. So, besides that, I mean, listen. We talked about a lot about the podcast that we've created. We're working with Dr. Patricia Campos Medina also on her website. We created her branding. We literally took a picture of her from she was protesting because she goes to a lot of those. She was protesting with her arm out. I think the New York Times probably took that picture, and we created a show out of it, and it's called Activista Rise Up. And so she's a very accomplished individual, you know, an immigrant from El Salvador. She wears a lot of roles, but I think she right now is the director for the Department of Labor at Cornell. But she basically wanted to do is so that's literally Patricia at a rally with her arm up like that. And Monet actually, you know, he was able to create that. So she wanted to create a platform where for activists by activists, where they can talk about, you know, all these different social issues. When it was the presidential campaign, you know, she brought on Chuck Rocha, who's a national Democratic strategist, and he actually wrote a book for Bernie Sanders as well. And so Mike took a, you know, was a part of this. Lisa was a part of it. Like we were all literally like, it's not just one person. And I think that if you guys haven't checked it out, it's on our respective pages on social media, on, you know, our Facebook and Twitter. But you can also just go to her website at patriciacamposmedina.com, and you'll get to meet a couple of a lot of fantastic leaders. You know, you have Arlene Quinones Perez, who is the chair for 100 Accounting Democratic Caucus, but she's also the equity partner at Dakota's law firm, and Emmy Quispe and Imani. Like all these people, I think are really, you guys should really follow them and get to know them because they're working on some really big projects coming up, especially with vote by mail.
Yes, I think after the census, because of the importance of the census, I think this was my second favorite project of the year, which is working with Patricia. Personally, I love her. I think we all really admire her for her work. She's one to do as she says. It's not like she's all talk and no action. I feel like she really goes out there. She's present at rallies. She really does believe in everything she says and takes care of her people. And I think that it was just, I think it was excellent that we were able to work under Stateside Affairs, work with her in the work of her website. And Mike did such a great job. I thought he was very creative, and it turned out that's probably one of my favorite websites that we've done. And then also we got to do editing with her videos. We got to do live streams with her. And I'm really excited for season 2 of Activista Rise Up coming early 2021.
And so, Chris, what have you learned this year? It doesn't have to be work related or, you know, school related. What's like the most random thing that you worked on? I don't want it to be all, you know, so.
Most random thing that I've worked on.
It's such an open-ended question. Or Lisa, or Fran. Fran, I know that you're gardening.
I have one.
I think too, I've been very active. I've been on the board of Carolyn Dorfman Dance, and I've been able to devote more time to that. And, you know, I've always been, I'm always been a real strong advocate for the arts. And with Carolyn, we sort of, she combines social, you know, social activism with art, and that's really exciting. And that's the one thing about working with you, Christina, is that, you know, I got to do a lot of that with you. We got involved. And I think the one thing about public relations that is so interesting is that all the clients at Stateside were so varied that you know, you kind of get to be, when you're a publicist, you kind of get to almost like sit on the bleachers and get a window into so many different activities and ways of looking at things, I think is most important. But you get to see, you know, how other people, different kinds of work, I guess, and different kind of issues. So it you know, really does expand you as a professional. And that's the most rewarding part, I think, of this work.
You know what I kind of liked about this year? Like it was really hard for someone, and you know, we go to a lot of social events. You know, it's fundraisers, you know, galas, political gatherings. So going from all of that to nothing, but I feel like I've gotten to learn and meet people under a different light, like the more genuine side of them, where I'm on here and right now, like surprisingly they're not here, but I'll have Missy, you know, right here behind me, and she'll be like part of the video chat, and we'll be like this. It'll be for like an interview, you know, for a prospective client that's considering us, but they appreciate it. They're like, like it's life, you know. Or you'll have like Henry in the background, and he'll be stretching his legs and you know barking, and then I have to mute and like run away, or like I have to go to like from the living room to the kitchen. But and I've found like people too, like they have like their kids, you know, with them, and but it's okay. Like we don't always have to be like super professional or perfect, you know, because we're not like that in real life.
My husband's been working home, you know, because he worked in New York, and so he's been home since March. And I got to meet the people he worked with because he's on calls like this, and I'll be walking in the room and I'll hear, "Hi, Fran," you know, and like I feel like, you know, I got to meet all these people that he talks about. And also like he'll tell me he'll be on a Zoom call, a big meeting, and the cat will jump on his lap, you know, and somebody will bring their baby in. But I think after COVID, the way we do business will be different. I think the way we approach different. I think the way we approach a lot of things. I wonder sometimes if there's going to have these big elaborate weddings, or everybody's just going to off for the backyard like they've been doing. Yeah. I think we're discovering different ways of living and different aspects about ourselves and different ways to connect with other people. And that's a good thing.
Yeah. I think so too. I think everything this year has become more intimate. And I think that is a bright thing about all the wrong things that happened this year. I think it's made us appreciate, you know, the smaller things, seeing our family, seeing our friends. I've gone since March without seeing some of my family, and it's been hard. I have an aunt that lives alone, and she's constantly inviting us over. And I'm like, listen, I'm worrying about you and your health. And so I'm doing you a favor by not visiting you, because I feel good, but you never know. You don't know if you're asymptomatic. So I think this year has really taught us to appreciate all the little things in life, and being with your partner or your best friend, and really sitting down with them and not being on your phone, really getting to know them and what's happening on in their life. And like Christina said, with some of the clients, we used to get on quick phone calls sometimes. And now this year, things have really changed. We've been taking meetings on this platform as well. And getting to know them, getting to know, you know, that they have a pet, that on the phone call, you wouldn't even know that they had a pet. So it's just, you know, getting to know them basically. This year has been a lot about that.
Yeah. I mean, Lisa, like, you know this, but, and then I'll just like wrap up or whatever, but, I think we are in similar situations too. And I think Fran the same, but I have sometimes like I'm on a phone call and we have nicknames for our dogs. And then Sean will just like, you know, he'll yell out, you know, for Missy, we have Mystical, Miss Tango. And here I am, like, I'm on a phone call with a client and he's like, Miss Tango.
And they think it's you.
And I'm like, Sean, I'm on a freaking call. Like, you know, but then I just laugh it off. Like, it is what it is. And I know, you know, with Pedro, you've had certain situations where like it'll be something funny on a phone call and he'll chuckle and you can hear him in the background too. And
yeah, that was the other day when we were talking to someone on the phone and thankfully that person had hung up already. And I was like, Christina, did you hear him say that? And she was like, no, I didn't hear anything. I was like, okay, good. Like,
today we were editing a video, Lisa and I, and we were doing something for a client and we were editing it and Pedro was helping us in the background. Like, oh yeah, that looks good.
I was like, we need the Spanish help. And he comes down and like, he's seeing that we're translating it. And he's like, no, it should be this. And I'm like, okay. You know?
Yeah. So that's funny. I feel like we've been able to incorporate, like Fran said, some of our family into the work we do. And I think I always talked about like the clients that we had, the experiences that I was living at work. But I think now my family really has a grasp on the work that I do. And I think they really see the meaning in it a lot more. And they're like, wow, you guys like are all day on the phone, like talking to different people. And it really does seem like that. Like we answer like so many phone calls a day, but at the same time, we have to manage to make some time to post on social media for clients. So it's really a mixture of work and they're getting to see that as well.
And I was gonna say, like, one of the most like memorable like times for me, like with live streams in particular, we worked with Dr. Kiyati Joshi, and there was her first live stream, actually probably the first one that I ever worked on, was also like extremely successful. She had over 800 live viewers. It was just phenomenal and a lot of engagement. But the second one, I also got to meet Senator Cory Booker. So that was amazing because I never would have met him otherwise. And, you know, just at least to see him virtually was like awesome. It was like so awesome for me to like
that
be
was
able
like
to
the
meet
same
him.
thing for me. That was like I thought that was such a good experience. Like I never thought that I would meet Cory Booker, and then all of a sudden I'm on a live stream with him. Like that was
Right.
So
Pretty amazing.
And he has such an impact on lives, and he's working in Congress, and he has millions of followers, and the outcome of those 2 live streams, I think we only did 2 with her, but they were in the double digits, like in the thousands.
Yeah. Over time, it's crazy because we left it overnight and we woke up the next day and it was like 10,000 views. And mind you, she didn't even do paid promotion. This was organic. We were building her page from scratch. So we're really proud of the work she does too. And people really see the value in everything she does. People were commenting, the engagement was crazy. So that's when we also realized like, this is the perfect time to do live streams. Like that's when people are on. And I'm glad we have been able to continue working on live streams for clients. And another live stream I wanted to mention before we finish this off was another one we did for Stateside Affairs. So this one I really like because we got to speak to Senator Nellie Poe, Nabila, who was she was in the Biden for president, and she represented New Jersey, president for the New Jersey. And then obviously Christina was on it as moderator, and then my cousin Tulaya now. She's an actress and activist. And I think it was just a great group of women, and we were really happy that they could all join us. And this was right when I think we had a debate. Actually, there was I don't know if it was a vice presidential debate or the presidential debate shortly after that live. So it was perfect timing.
Yeah, like we just added one other like to our plate, like we usually do. We freaked out that day, and then the next day we're like, whew, we're done with that. But yeah, so I just want to like thank you guys in general, because I really appreciate everything that you guys bring to the table. You guys like really jump in, and whatever needs to get done for any of our clients, like you do them. I know one of my most random moments happened last week where we had you know, like Laura was saying, we've done like we're doing the podcast, we're doing the virtual webinars, we are doing a whole host of we did a book expo, which that one was very intricate too, because I think we had over, oh my God, like 12 to 15 people that coming in and out, and it's a production overall. Like you are putting together a virtual event, but the virtual concert from last week, you know, we were working with kids, and I think the 2 little girls were probably like 5 or 6. But it was hard. I don't think that they knew the entire song.
Yeah.
Like, darn it, like we're just gonna have to sing with them. And so I never thought you were gonna be part of the production singing with children. So ultimately it didn't work out, and we couldn't use the video.
But it was just a funny experience.
It was hilarious having to think that I don't consider myself a Mariah Carey here. I love singing. Part of like karaoke, you know, doing that, but to like sing right now, like to bust a rhyme or even do that like on Stateside, like that's insane.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys have any other random moments, but that one really stuck out, and that was fun.
I was just gonna shout out to Christina. So she did recently get on the Insider NJ Millennial list, and she also was recently nominated to the. She was added to the council for the NJ BPU Supplier Diversity Development Council. So that's like 2 amazing accomplishments this past year of many that she has. So I just wanted to give her a shout out and say congrats again on that. It's really inspiring that you're helping these communities.
Thanks, guys.
We're really proud of you and everything that you do. And like you said earlier, I've known, just like she's known me, I've known her for a long time. I think the most like youngest memory I have of you, you were like a teenager, late teens, but you were a teenager. So it's been quite some time. And I'm really proud of the work that you do. And I do consider you a role model. And I hope that by the time I get to your age, not calling you old, but by the time I get to your age, I've done half the things that you've done. Because she's really gotten to work with all types of people, and she's done a wonderful job. And she's been teaching me and several of us. And I think I'm just really proud of you. And I wanted to let people know that.
Oh, thank you. No, it feels so weird being on this. Yeah, thanks.
A little experience
That's
I wanted
a
to
good
share. That's Lisa in the background, social distancing.
You can tell Missy needed a haircut badly. That was, I think, I was afraid of taking her to the groomer. So she was our brand ambassador. Probably, I think she was shy to show her face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just had to share that. That was a funny picture.
Yeah. And I actually recently did consider having Sean cut my hair, just because, again, I'm like, you know, is it safe to go out there? But, you know, I think
You should let him do it. I think that's a good idea.
Yeah, why not? Wing it. It's not like we're gonna be seeing much of you. If it goes wrong, no one's gonna see. You could just wear a hat.
This is the right time to do your own haircuts.
Yeah.
I may do it live. That'll be fun. Maybe we could do like a fundraiser.
Oh my God. That'd be great.
But thanks, guys. Thanks so much again. I appreciate all of you guys. It's going to be fun. It was nice showcasing all the work that we've done this year. I'm really excited for 2021. And I think that despite the challenges, I know that we're going to kick butt because we think outside the box.
And I want to leave you guys with a very, and I don't know if you guys have all, even people on the stream, if you've all viewed it, but I want to leave you with the commercial that we did for Staten Island. And Fran, I know you took a large part in this commercial. We had so much fun filming it. And trust me, the day that we decided to film it was over 95 degrees. So it was hard. But I think the end product was great and we're really proud of it. So I want to leave you guys with that. Any last words before I play it?
Excited.
No. Thank you, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Happy New Year, everyone. Better 2021. Let's hope.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye.
Discover the beauty of the East Shore. There's something for everyone here. Nature lovers can jog, sail, or just enjoy one of the greenest neighborhoods in the city.
Discover what thousands of beachgoers already know. The East Shore has miles of scenic beaches steps away from your front door, just waiting for you. And they're free.